At what point are we going to say enough is enough? Today we have had the absolutely harrowing news that a migrant from Sudan brutally murdered with a screwdriver one of the workers at the hotel he was staying at. A mother of five, by the way. That is Rhiannon Skye Whyte, that you can see on screen now next to her attacker. This is absolutely vile. And as I said, at what point are we going to say enough is enough? I am fed up. I am sick to the teeth of people saying, oh, it's worth it. It's worth having all these people coming across on boats and living in hotels and walking about our communities. Because think of all of the people that we're saving. Think of all the refugees that we're saving from war and persecution. Yes, some of them may commit crimes, but it's okay as long as when it happens, the police deal with it. No, I've had enough of it. I've absolutely had enough of it. Rhiannon, this mother, a hard-working mother who did absolutely nothing wrong, who was just trying to show kindness and love to the people staying in that hotel, she has lost her life. I'm sorry, there's absolutely no excuse for that. And it's not like this is the only time that a migrant staying in a hotel has committed a crime. I swear every single day we have a new story of a sexual assault or whatever it is. And now today, of course, we've also got the shocking story on top of this, that the man that sexually assaulted a 14-year-old girl in Epping, who was an Ethiopian migrant, is now on the loose running about in London somewhere. So what a great state of affairs. We have no idea who is walking our streets. And this story today about Rhiannon Skye Whyte should be a very, very strong warning to us about what is going to happen in this country if we do not sort this mess out. I do not want to see any other person lose their life because of somebody who should have never been here in the first place. I've known about this case for some time, but we haven't been able to say anything because of the restrictions regarding prejudicing a trial. But today we have got the details from court. And we know that the asylum seeker from Sudan has been found guilty of murdering Rhiannon Skye Whyte. Let's take a look at some of the details in this Sky News report here. So Deng Chol Magic is his name. He was caught on CCTV following Rhiannon Skye Whyte from the Parkin Hotel in Walsall. We're going to take a look at some of that CCTV footage in a minute, so stay tuned for that. And it was near a train station, and you will see why that comes into the picture in a moment when we look at the CCTV. She was stabbed. This is absolutely vile. She was stabbed in the head with a screwdriver by this migrant. This girl had done nothing wrong, and by the way, in court he's shown no remorse. Apparently he just looked bored in court. He doesn't seem to be shaken by this at all, and he has failed to give any reason in court as to why on earth he murdered this woman. We cannot see any good reason. Well, there's never a good reason to murder someone, but we cannot see any kind of argument or spat between them. We just see her doing her job, handing out food in the hotel, and him sitting there just staring at her throughout the evening, and then going on to follow her to the train station. This man is a barbarian, absolute barbarian, and we're going to see footage in a moment of him celebrating after murdering this woman, dancing with his friends. He is a vile, vile individual. He should not be here. She was stabbed in the head with a screwdriver 19 times and 23 times in total, and one of the blows was able to go through to her brain, and she consequently died in hospital 3 days later. Mr. Magic, he's from Sudan. He claims that he's 19 years old. But it's interesting that because in a previous time, I think in his asylum application or whatever, he claimed he was an older age, and so a lot of people are thinking he's trying to claim that he's younger here than he actually is. Of course, he's got no bloody paperwork, as all of them that come across on the boats don't have it. That he may be doing so to try and get a shorter sentence, because normally automatically it is a life sentence for murder, but if you are young, sometimes it is made shorter. So we're waiting for the sentencing. That's going to take some time, by the way, but we know he's been found guilty. So I cannot confirm to you today any details about how long he will spend behind bars, whether he will be deported or he'll be expected to stay here. He was at Wolverhampton Crown Court today, and there's been a 2-week trial and we had him spookily staring at 3 female staff members for prolonged periods. We're going to look at that footage in just a moment. And as I said, she very sadly died, Rhiannon Skye, in hospital 3 days after the attack. And of course, they had to deliver that news to the 5-year-old son. Poor little boy. I feel so sad for him. And we'll hear the mother and sister speaking about that in just a moment. So let's take a look. Actually, first of all, let's take a look at what the prosecutor had to say about him. He is celebrating. His mood has changed from that prolonged scowl before the murder to dancing and joy after the murder. It is utterly callous, and we're going to take a look at that where he is dancing and celebrating. Honestly, I don't know how any conscionable human being can celebrate, well, let alone murder someone, but it's just beyond belief. So we're going to take a look at this little piece that Sky News has done, because there is some very important footage here. Let's take a look.
An asylum seeker has been found guilty of a hotel worker's murder. This is what happened. Watch the man in the grey. Feet up, staring at the women behind the bar.
Menacing.
As they handed out snacks to the asylum seekers living at this hotel, Deng Majek was fixated. The women felt intimidated enough to ask security at the Park Inn Hotel at Warsaw to keep an eye on him. As they went outside for a break, he followed. And as they came back in, he knocked into Rhiannon Whyte at the back. Later that night, Rhiannon was to become the victim of his vicious and frenzied attack. It left her 5-year-old son without his mum.
I had to explain to him that the person...
This is horrible to listen to.
He asked if Rhiannon was okay because he knew that we were at the hospital. Alex had to explain to him that her bad man had hurt her.
So I initially explained to him that she had a poorly brain, and we tried really hard, and the doctors tried really hard, but they couldn't fix her brain. So she had to go to heaven. The scream that left that child that day will haunt me for the rest of my life.
It's horrendous.
After her late shift
Just
finished,
absolutely horrendous.
Rhiannon made her way to the station alone. She's seen on her phone catching up with a friend as Majek follows her into the car park and then onto the platform. It was here that he stabbed Rhiannon 23 times with a screwdriver. Her friend, who was on the other end of the line, heard her screams and called police. Majek is seen walking away with the glow of Rhiannon's phone in his hand.
Look how he behaves
and
afterwards.
Then throwing it into the
Vile.
river nearby. He calmly wanders the streets, even stopping to buy beer. On his return to the hotel, he's filmed dancing with other residents as police arrive.
Very cold-blooded, in my opinion.
Vile.
Very odd.
Vile.
Having committed such a horrendous, horrific attack, savage, I would call it. How he could then behave the way he did afterwards, in such a jovial way, dancing. I can't get my head around that.
Rhiannon, who died 3 days after the attack, told her family that she enjoyed her work and felt she was making a positive difference.
We promised her in the hospital we were going to live the way she wanted us to live.
And we promised her justice.
And that's exactly what we're doing.
Life for a life. None of this deportation. I'm not against asylum seekers, whatever, but he's taken my daughter away. He doesn't deserve to be sent back to his own country. Serve his time here every day of his life.
Majek, who claims to be 19 and from Sudan, said that it wasn't him.
Wow.
The evidence showed very clearly that it was.
Just leave him there for now.
Game over for you, buddy.
Rhiannon's family may never know why he took the life of a woman who they say saw the good in everyone.
That's the thing, this woman did absolutely nothing wrong. He just watched her hand out snacks and just thought, right, let's take her life. It is beyond me. Absolutely vile. Enough is enough. Let's have some border control in this country and stop these horrific crimes from happening on a regular basis. I'm sure tomorrow we'll see another story of some migrant committing a sexual assault, whatever it is. It's every bloody day, and I'm just absolutely sick to the teeth of it. Let me know in the comments what you think down below. Do you think this man should be deported, or should he have to spend his life behind bars here in Britain? I'm Chloe Dobbs. Thank you very much for watching. Hit subscribe if you haven't already.